بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
The faithful should not take the faithless for allies, awliya. And whoever does that, Allah will have nothing to do with him. فَلَيْسَ مِنَ اللَّهِ فِي شَيْءٍ. This is bara from Allah. Allah disowns them. That means they are not mu'min. They may claim they are mu'minun, but they are not mu'min. Except when you are wary of them, out of caution. Allah warns you to beware of disobeying Him, and towards Allah is the return. Now this verse, first of all, this is one of the verses which talks about taqiyya. And taqiyya is an important matter which has been brought up in the Quran, has been mentioned in the Quran several times. The other thing is about this wilaya of Kafir. And wilaya may mean guardianship, may mean friendship, may mean alliance, and things like that. What he says, Jawad Mughniyya, he says, لم يكتف سبحانه بالنهي عن موالاة الكافر. Allah has not just limited himself to prohibit muwalat of kafir. He doesn't say that it's haram, like for example, lying is haram or ghaiba, backbiting is haram. No, it says that it is kufr. Why? Because it says, وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ فَلَيْسَ مِنَ اللَّهِ فِي شَيْءٍ. And this means bara of Allah from this person. And bara is from kafirin and mushrikeen. Of course, not from the mu'mineen. Also in Surah Ma'idah, Allah says, with regards to this tawalli or wilaya or muwalat, وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُمْ مِنْكُمْ فَإِنَّهُ مِنْهُمْ. Anyone who have this muwalat towards kafirun is from them, is one of them. It means I do not accept his Islam. He may pray, he may fast, but if they have muwalat, wilaya of kuffar, then I don't regard them as believers. In Surah Al-Mujadala, verse number 22, لا تجد قوما يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر يوادون من حاد الله ورسوله. You will not find anyone believing, any people believing in Allah and the Day of Judgment, that they would have mawaddah for those who fight against Allah and His Messenger. Even if they are their fathers, their sons, their brothers, or their families. So these are very strong verses against the muwalat of a believer towards a non-believer, whether they are Ahlul Kitab or Mushrikun or other people of no faith or whatever. However, what does this mean? These verses are very explicit. However, on the other hand, we know that we are commanded by Allah that we need to befriend with everyone. We need to قُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا, treat people nicely, no matter what their faith is. So what is that which is targeted by this verse? Now he says that, okay, what are different types of tawalli? One is that you are quite happy with their kufr. For example, they worship idols. You say, well, that's a nice thing. Of course, I'm a Muslim, I don't do that, but that's a nice thing. That's a good thing to do. لأن الرضا بالكفر كفر. If you are happy with kufr, you are a kafir. This one meaning. We have become believers in Islam to abide ourselves by certain limits and boundaries of ideology, faith, our understanding of God. So if we are just happy with everything, That would take us out of. This is what Mughniyya says. The second is that أن يتقرب إلى الكافرين على حساب الدين, to compromise their faith with Kafir. And that is, for example, the Kuffar doesn't like us to do certain things which are part of our tenets in Islam. To please them, we don't do that. Or to please them, we do not believe in certain parts of our Aqidah. This is another type of tawalli, which he says is not acceptable and would take a person outside faith. The third type of tawalli is that you become a spy and a fifth column for the kafirin. Not for money. If you do that for money, that you become a fasiq. You are a disbeliever, you have your faith, but you do this, it's haram to do it, you become a fasiq. But to do it because you like the way they live and you don't like Muslimun. You don't like the i'tiqadat of the faith of Muslimun. This takes you out of faith, although you are born a Muslim. Other types of tawalli are quite fine. One type of tawalli is friendship. You become a friend with an unbeliever. In your daily life, you have business together, you are neighbors, for example, you are classmates. You have to show good akhlaq, honesty, you have to be trustful towards them. And this is the duty of a Muslim towards a non-Muslim. This friendship, he says, of course, this is what the Quran advises us. He says, وَهَذِهِ الصَّدَاقَةُ جَائِزَةٌ بِالْإِجْمَاعِ. This is the consensus of all ulama in Islam, not in Shia, in Islam. He says, because to have friendship with a kafir is haram when they lead you to kufr. If they do not lead you to kufr, it's not haram. And there's a fifth type of wilaya which is also permissible. And that is when you ally with kuffar, with the non-believer community, to fight those who are fighting you on account of your faith. And he says this is what? هذه الاستعانة جائزة بالإجماع. This is consensus of all Muslims. That is permissible. And also we know that the Prophet, peace be on him, allied with Khuza'ah, although they were mushrikun, and sought help of others who were not fighting against him. Also, he allied with the Jews of Bani Qaynuqa and gave them some money so that they help him in one matter. Even Allama al-Hilli mentions, if there is a Muslim community which are zalim, and they attack your community to wrong you, and you seek the help of non-believers to expel them. This is even jais, because this is for ihqaqul haqq. You want to establish haqq by that. Marhum Mughniyya mentions is that in 3 cases, of course, this muwalat is haram. Not only haram, it takes you out of faith. And in 2 cases, it is permissible. And in 1 case, it is highly recommended. And that is when you are living, whether in a Muslim community, among minorities of other faiths, or in a non-Muslim community, among the majority of disbelievers, it's good to have acceptable and honest relationship, mawadda, friendship with them. Extend your friendship and love towards them. That's fine.
اللهم صل على محمد